Hello and welcome to the Botany Bistro, where we're serving up bite-sized botany for you to munch on as you savor the science of plants. My name's Mary and I'll be your botanist today. On our menu, we are going to explore plants in the Cactaceae family. So be careful, don't get too close, but let's learn a little bit more about the plants in this amazing family. I got my first in-person, up-close look at plants in the Cactaceae when I was visiting my sister many years ago when she was living in Tucson, Arizona. The Sonoran Desert was just a walk away, and the smell of the creosote after a rain was quite intoxicating. We would walk through the wash, which is a dry creek bed, and find all sorts of plants growing boldly through rock crevices. These plants were thriving under extremely different conditions compared to the forest back home in Cincinnati. Dotting the landscape like silent giants were specimens that represent the largest plant in the Cactaceae family that's growing in the United States. These are the saguaro cactus. Some of them can get over 50 feet high. They grow very slowly and can be very long-lived. They are keystone species within this ecosystem. The saguaro cactus is native to the Sonoran Desert. It requires a specific amount of humidity and temperature range to survive. Much of the area where these saguaros grow is federally protected. It is a slow grower and can take 35 years to mature before setting out its first flowers, and 50 years before growing a single arm. These cacti aren't just beautiful to human eyes, they are a keystone species in the desert, providing shelter and food for animals. Humans have used the wooden ribs of saguaro for construction, while bats, bees, birds, and wasps are attracted to the sweet nectar of the flowers. The resulting fruit has been a favorite of many animals, including humans, for generations. While I didn't bring any saguaro fruits to share with you on the bistro today, I do have this packet of seeds that I purchased many years ago and has gone through several seed swaps. You always get an interesting eyebrow raise when you bring some saguaro cactus seeds out for a seed swap in Ohio. And so maybe this will be my year where I'll try to grow some saguaros from seed. And in about 40 years, maybe we can have some fruits together. Plant adaptations is what makes plants in the Cactaceae so resilient in these dry climates. They've modified their leaves into spines, which grow from areoles. Because their leaves have been reduced to spines, cacti conduct photosynthesis in their stems. The green stem is usually ribbed to expand when water is available, so it can act as a storage container, taking advantage of infrequent rainfall. Swelling like an accordion, this stored water attracts all sorts of creatures, and the cacti relies on the fierceness of its spines to defend itself. The reduced leaf surface combined with the thick outer surface of the plant reduces water loss through transpiration. Plants in the Cactaceae also employ a special method of photosynthesis, which allows them to set their times for gas exchange to after the sun has set, further reducing the amount of water lost in direct sunlight. This method of photosynthesis is called CAM, C-A-M for short. We will go into more details on CAM photosynthesis when we dive into the Crassulaceae family next month. Botanists are interested in comparing these adaptations to other plants and finding out how different groups develop these characteristics. Many of the succulents we enjoy as houseplants and may think of as cacti actually belong to an unrelated family called Euphorbiaceae. These plants evolved similar modifications such as reduced leaves, photosynthetic stems, and CAM photosynthetic pathways. But these plants are native to Africa, not North and South America, which is the native range of Cactaceae plants. When two unrelated plants display similar traits in response to similar environmental pressures, it is called convergent evolution. To ensure you're making a positive identification of cacti, look for those areoles with spines. Just don't get too close. And when flowers are present, note the multitude of stigmas and tepals. Tepals are petals and sepals combined. A good example of that is the common houseplant, the holiday cactus. While not covered in spines, the flowers bloom from areoles at the tips of their flattened stems. For those in cooler climates who want to grow a true cactus in their backyard, you can dedicate a space to the impressive opuntia, more commonly referred to as prickly pear. In well-drained soil, this cacti can survive snowfall and drought. The fruits produced give the plant its common name, as you have to be careful when harvesting and handling these tasty treats. Many of the plants featured in this episode of the Botany Bistro can be found at Crone Conservatory in Cincinnati, Ohio. We send a huge thank you to the staff for their support. 12 years ago, my husband and I took our vows at Crone Conservatory and held our receiving line in the Desert House. It was an amazing day and was fun to revisit these plants. While I have changed quite a bit, some of them have hardly changed at all. We are so grateful that you took time to join us at the Botany Bistro today. Stay tuned for more Bistro to Go.